listen.
She lied about something.
What did I lie about?
You lie about...
The difference between Ziad and I.
Why you,
everything
speaking.
I've said, I know, but I'm speaking. Everything I've said.
Respect. When I'm talking, you should listen to me.
Not only were you on dating apps, but you were actually talking to girls, messaging them. You were telling girls, come to Morocco.
Why would you keep that from me?
Because
I wanted to... You've been holding this secret for, what, 4 months now?
It was not really important.
That looks very suspicious to me. I'm just telling you.
If it did turn out that you were right, would that make you feel better?
You know, maybe I won't feel as guilty for what I did.
What is it with all of these guys hiding things from each other? Every single one of them has lied. Like, it's funny, isn't it? On the one hand, they demand honesty from their partners, and yet on the other hand, they all turn out to be liars themselves. Hardly the foundations of a good relationship. So let's rewind to the start and catch up with Emma and Ziad, who tonight will be having dinner with Ziad's friends.
You look so great. Why you need all this makeup?
I just need to touch up a little. I need to bronze my boobs.
How you can't stay 1 hour behind the mirror?
It's like 2 hours.
In Emma's defense, saying it may have taken 2 hours, but she looks good, wig and all. She's clearly putting in the effort to make the best first impression to Ziad's friends. Keep in mind, while Ziad won't be introducing her to his family, this is the next best thing as far as she's concerned. So she's hoping that this dinner will give her some answers about who Ziad really is. Like, she's confused, right? The guy that swept her off her feet online is completely different to the guy that he's turned into since she's arrived. Now, when they finally arrive at the restaurant and exchange pleasantries, one of Ziad's friends, Anas, the English-speaking one of the two, asks Emma, what is it about Ziad that attracted you to him?
Like, he would text me every day. He would call me every single day. He was calling me his wife within like 10 minutes of us talking. And I just fell for him really quickly, so.
Their facial expressions speak volumes, don't they? Anas looks like his eyes are about to pop out of his head at the news that Ziad was calling Emma his wife so quickly. Like, you get the impression he didn't know whether to laugh, cry, or begin making fun of Ziad. Either way, that shock then evaporates when his other friend turns the conversation to Emma's clothing. Does Emma know how her clothing might be perceived by conservative Moroccans? The friend asks Ziad. And when Ziad translates this for Emma, Emma becomes angry at the fact that Ziad told her one thing before she came and a completely different thing after she landed. I did ask him, she maintains. I said to him,
when I come there, can I wear whatever I want? He was like, yeah, you can wear whatever you want here. People wear clothes like it's Europe.
But people in old minutes people...
conservative.
Yeah, but you didn't tell me that until I got here. Why wouldn't you say?
I don't know.
Look, Ziad has misinformed Emma at every turn this trip, right? First there was no kissing, then no spending the night together in the same room, and now the clothes. She came to Morocco expecting to dress exactly as she dresses back home in LA, and despite seemingly asking Ziad whether or not that would be okay, when she came, he then completely flipped the script on her. Now, to be fair, this is a story as old as time. How many times has the clothing issue in Muslim countries come up? Like, the fact that she's sat here in this dress tonight proves that Ziad definitely isn't as strict as someone like, for example, Mahmoud. Like, he may not have been completely honest. He may have changed the rules after Emma came, but at least he hasn't gone all extreme on her. Either way, Emma is still annoyed at this, right? She tells his friends that Ziad isn't the same person online as he is in person. But hearing Emma complain about him to his friends, causes Ziad to bite back.
She lied about something.
What did I lie about?
You lie about...
The difference between Ziad and I.
Why you,
everything
speaking.
I've said, I know, but I'm speaking. Everything I've said...
Respect. When I'm talking, you should listen to me.
These two, honestly, are so childish. All their arguments seem to descend into finger-pointing and crying, I'm not the liar, you are. Like, Ziad thinks that Emma's a liar, but he's also now annoyed that she's choosing to speak over him. You're so disrespectful, he says to her. And even that turns into a, no, you're disrespectful, no, you are.
You're disrespectful.
You are.
I think you're disrespectful.
Now, in a bid to point score and try and prove his point that she is disrespectful, Ziad turns to his friends and tells them in Arabic that Emma, when she first began speaking to him, was technically still with another guy. Now, his friends are shocked at this revelation, and it causes one of them to confront her about it.
Why you were in a relationship with someone else at the same time when you are talking to Ziad?
It wasn't.
No, just liar. Something liar.
I'm not a liar.
Yeah, Ziad is painting quite the picture of Emma as being someone who can't be trusted, who speaks to multiple men at once, and who then hides the truth. You're a liar, liar, pants on fire. You're a something liar, he says, fighting words that you can never take back. Now, despite Emma's protestations and denying that that's the case, Ziad, to his closest friends, is framing her past as proof that she's not serious, she's not committed. But that being the case, what Emma is about to reveal next is even more devastating for him. You see, for as much as he's accusing her of being shady about her ex, Ziad himself has been doing something equally, if not more, shady.
Not only were you on dating apps, but you were actually talking to girls, messaging them. You were telling girls, come to Morocco.
Yeah, I mean, at least Emma had the decency to cut off ties with other people when she and Ziad became serious. Like, Ziad, on the other hand, has been actively on dating apps, messaging other women, inviting them to come and visit him in Morocco. Now, he tries to explain this away. He tries to justify this by claiming it's just Moroccan hospitality. It isn't the same as pursuing them romantically, he claims. But I mean, come on. Sorry, but that excuse just isn't flying. You can't honestly try and claim you're trying to promote tourism to Morocco on dating apps to the opposite sex. No one's buying it, Ziad.
So if I was on dating apps and I was talking to a bunch of guys, and all the guys I was talking to, I was like, come to Los Angeles, that's okay for me to say that?
It's not the same.
Isn't it beautiful when hypocrisy is exposed in real time? Emma is absolutely right. What Ziad claims to be just pride in his country would be completely unacceptable if the shoe was on the other foot, if Emma were to do the exact same thing. Like, it's hilarious that even Ziad's own friends can see through his bullshit. They're all nodding along with Emma. Like, even to them, this double standard doesn't quite add up.
Actually, I totally understand you.
See, your friends agree with me.
But, and here's the thing, just as it seems like Emma might finally have the upper hand, the conversation takes a bizarre and very uncomfortable turn when Anas, in an attempt to try and smooth things over between them, asks whether or not Emma sees a future with Ziad, given all the issues that she has with him.
I think we have to talk about our differences, but I want to overcome our problems and then get married.
Okay.
I want to be engaged before the end of this trip.
Excuse me? What? After everything that you've been complaining about, everything that you've gone through since you've got here, you still hold on to the hope that you're going to get married, you're going to get engaged on this trip. Like, the entire table is completely stunned. You can practically feel the cringe-inducing silence between them all. Now, in Arabic, Ziad's friend asks him if he feels the same. Do you see Emma in the same way? Can you picture starting a family with her, building a life together? He asks him. And Ziad's response, in English, by the way, is designed to obliterate Emma in front of everyone.
0%.
He asked him if, can you see Emma as your wife?
And you said 0%?
Look, Emma flew halfway across the world because Ziad told her that they were moving towards marriage. All along, it's been an open secret that this trip was about them getting engaged. But while the way that he's delivered that brutally in front of all his friends might have been very harsh, at the same time, can you blame Ziad for that response? Like, all these two have done since she's arrived in Morocco is argue. Like, the whole point of getting to know each other is to make sure the person you're marrying is the same as the one that you think you've fallen in love with. And in these two's case, like, they're not the same. They're not on the same page, and everything has changed. So, I'm sorry, but on this occasion, I'm siding with Ziad. He's absolutely in the right to think there's 0% chance he wants to marry her. But for Emma, this comes as a gut punch. Now, speaking of humiliation, over in Madagascar, Rick is busy discovering that demanding complete honesty from your partner is a whole lot more complicated when you yourself are a massive liar.
My first day with Trish had its ups and downs. We did clear the air about her ghosting me for 5 days, but I'm not quite ready to tell her what happened in Colombia yet.
Now remember, 4 months ago, Trish ghosted Rick for 5 days. In that time, Rick jumped to the conclusion that she was being unfaithful. So what did he do? Well, he flew to Colombia and slept with his own ex-girlfriend. But yesterday, he learnt from Trish that she wasn't being unfaithful at all. Those 5 days were a crazy 5 days for her. Her ex was robbed, a robbery that she ended up being accused and questioned by the police about, and her brother, at the same time, was involved in a scooter accident with her scooter that left a random member of public seriously injured in hospital. Hospital bills that she had to pay for. So that being the case, assuming that that is indeed the truth, because it's a crazy story, but let's take it on face value. Assuming that Trish is being honest here, Rick's attempts to give her a taste of her own medicine, him cheating on her because he believed she cheated on him, has turned out to be completely wrong and completely hypocritical. I mean, you've got to imagine it's his guilt complex that's constantly causing him to question her integrity. And to that end, while it is completely out of context, we don't know what's caused this fight yet, we're dropped in the middle of an argument between the two of them, where once again, Rick is accusing Trish of being a liar.
Well, I mean, you only have yourself to blame for that because you lied to me.
No, I didn't lie to you.
You kept it from me.
Now, after watching this fight, we're then given a bit of background context. Apparently, while the cameras were down, so this wasn't recorded, Trisha's scooter was dropped off. But it wasn't dropped off by the mechanic like Rick assumed. Instead, the guy dropping it off was her ex-boyfriend's friend. Now, in the course of that handoff, while talking to this guy, Rick learned some information that's now causing him to spiral. What is that info, you might ask? Well, apparently 4 months ago, when they were supposed to be exclusive with each other, Trish met up with her ex, and she never told Rick about this.
Because I
You've been
wanted
holding
to.
this secret for, what, 4 months now?
It was not really important.
That looks very suspicious to me. I'm just telling you. Something more must have happened with your ex.
Look, even though Rick is a massive hypocrite, right now, things don't exactly look good for Trish. Keep in mind, she's been swearing that her ex is completely out of the picture. She'd never get back with him, she said. So, that being the case, why on earth was she hanging out with him 4 months ago? Like, this is a guy that blamed Trish for his robbery. It doesn't make sense. Something's not adding up. Why would she want to chit-chat with someone who accuses her of burglary? Now, to Rick, with his own guilt complex, he's taken this tidbit of information and again connected it to the ghosting incident where she didn't talk to him for 5 days. He's gone right back to thinking that Trish is hiding something from him. So later on that evening, over dinner, Rick again begins questioning her.
So where was this? Where did you just happen to run into?
A restaurant.
So you just happened to be eating at the same restaurant as him?
Rick is having a tough time buying Trisha's version of events. She maintains that she accidentally bumped into her ex outside a restaurant where, because his family was also with him and she's close to his family, she went over and said some awkward hellos. But once again, Rick isn't buying that. There's got to be more to this story, he says. And little by little, Trish's version of events does change. You see, with a bit more pressing, she admits her ex did begin trying to contact her and get back with her after that day.
He wants to get back with you. And how did you respond?
I said, no, I already have someone. Then he got mad because I said no.
Now, Trish goes on to say that she was scared to tell Rick about this because she knew that he'd react badly and assume the worst, which, given Rick's reaction right now, turns out to be a pretty accurate fear. Like, Rick, the liar, the hypocrite, the cheat himself, is unashamedly interrogating her as if she's the main suspect in a murder investigation. And even now, after everything that Trish has given him, his lines of inquiry still aren't exhausted. He still has more questions for her, more that he needs to see from her.
Is he still sending you messages like that?
No.
Would you be willing to show me that?
So if I show you, will you believe me?
Somewhat reluctantly, but realising that this is the only way she's going to get any peace, Trisha pulls out her phone and shows Rick her message history. Everything she said turns out to be the truth. Her ex did reach out, but she didn't respond. She didn't pick up his calls. Like, at this point, there's not much more that she can do to prove to Rick that she has been faithful. The proof is right there in front of Rick. The last contact she had with her ex was 4 months ago, exactly as she said it was. And while you might think that for Rick, seeing that proof should come as a relief, in actual fact, it's making him feel something else entirely, something that he should be feeling. Guilt.
If it did turn out that you were right, would that make you feel better?
You know, maybe I won't feel as guilty for what I did.
Yeah, as I say, Rick has been projecting his own guilt onto Trisha this entire time. It's almost as if he's hoping that she cheated on him so that he can then admit he also cheated on her. But, Rick, no such luck. Your betrayal isn't going to be cancelled out or justified. If anything, you actually look even worse now. And the truth is, the way that he's been interrogating Trisha, the guilty aura that he's carrying around with him, is now feeling heavier than ever, and Trisha is starting to sense it.
I hate when I'm telling you everything, I'm being honest with you, and you're just like, oh, I don't believe this, I don't believe that. It seems like really getting bad.
Rick tries to smooth things over. He tries to reassure Trisha that these are just normal relationship struggles that everyone goes through and that they just need to push past. But Trisha isn't buying it anymore. She's dealt with this before. She's had a jealous ex-partner, a suspicious partner who accused her of cheating, when in reality it was really him doing the betraying. So Rick's behaviour right now is starting to ring alarm bells. It's starting to feel way too familiar.
And now I'm worried that it's the same thing with Rick. What if he's hiding something? If someone is like that, I think something is going on.
Yeah, Trisha's suspicion is eerily dead on. Like, it's genuinely remarkable how good her intuition or her pattern recognition appears to be. It's sadly a trait that repeats itself with people like this. Cheats, like Rick, have a habit of demanding honesty from their partners as a tactic, a way of trying to deflect from their own dishonesty. But, ironically, the more that Rick accuses her, the more obvious it's becoming that he's the one with something to hide. Like, one thing is clear with both of these relationships. Both Emma and Ziad and Rick and Trisha's relationships are being held together by selective honesty. They're all not entirely honest, they're all hiding something to various degrees. But the longer those secrets remain, the worse the fallout is going to be when the truth inevitably comes to light.